Hello, everyone, and thanks for coming to another meeting of Personal Growth Leaders Advanced Toastmasters. I am happy to introduce the Toastmaster of our meeting, John Cullen. John, please take it away.
Good evening, good afternoon, and good day, everybody. And welcome to Personal Growth Advanced Leadership Toastmasters Club number 228. You can see we've been going for about 4 years plus. Okay, so tonight I put the theme as New Beginnings. As we are a new ESCO going through for the next year, I think it's fitting that we start off afresh with new beginnings. And we're going to have, I assume, council will put through, they will have an ESCO meeting quite soon, and then we could put down what we're going to do for the whole year. So well done there. We have not got a grammarian, unfortunately. So there's no word of the day. We need another evaluator. We've got one evaluator. I believe Ruben, you're speaking today as club guest. You will be evaluated by Sumesh. So we need somebody to evaluate Fatima. So
I can be the other evaluator.
Okay, great. So we've got Kausal that's got to evaluate Fatima. Okay, so we're all ready and on our way for the beginning and the ride of a lifetime for the next year where we're going at. So welcome everybody. So we will start straight away, as we always do. We've got a speaker, our club guest, who we all know, Ruben. I've been following Ruben on social media, so I know he's a good speaker because he's been to a lot of places where I've seen him and his photo looking real smart there. So I've been following you intently, Ruben. I'm looking forward to a good speech tonight. He's being evaluated by Sumesh. So I will hand over. It's a 5 to 7 minute speech. Yes, Ruben? Okay, great. So I'm just going to hand straight over to Ruben. Over to you, Ruben.
Not me. It wasn't me. How strong is your word? Since we were children, we were told not to lie, not to tell lies. But when we grew up, somebody told us lies are not always bad, because we also have white lies. But I say, lies are lies. They have no color. When you don't tell the truth, it is a lie. You go opposite to what really happened. And since you say something that is not true once, people do not believe in you later on. What can you do in order to tell children that the truth always matters? If we do so, we wouldn't have corruption. In my country, Peru, corruption is every day, is the daily bread, from the government to all the people who are in charge of a department, who are in charge of an office. We do not believe in them, and we say politicians are always the same. If we here in Peru listen to a child saying, I want to be a politician, we recommend not to say that. Because the blame will be you. And even if you say, it wasn't me. They won't believe in you. Because the stereotype of politicians in our country is not good. What can we do to change that mind to the people in order not to believe that? We have to see evidence. We have to see changes. And we say, if you want to change the world, you have to change first. This is very important. But coming back to the first issue of this speech is that the truth always matters. And if they believe in you since the very beginning, your word will be very powerful. And you won't ever have to put it in doubt. And people will respect you because you demonstrate how trustful and how trustworthy you are every time. I am a teacher. I am in charge of classrooms. And all the time that my students look for excuses for not doing homework, I tell them, don't look for excuses. Tell me the truth. I understand because I was a child too, because I was a student too, and I will believe in you, and I will be in your shoes because I had the same experience you might have nowadays. It's not necessary to put your word in doubt. If people believe in you, what you say is what you are. Keep on doing the right thing and don't tell me lies. Back to you, Thomas.
Thank you, ex-Admiral Rubin. I knew it was going to be a good one. So well done. And that's no lie. Okay. So let's get on straight on to our next speaker. And our next speaker is somebody called Fatima Afia Brigden. Okay. Distinguished Toastmaster. It says Brigden here. Okay. She's been evaluated by Council, Distinguished Toastmaster. So, Fatima, over to you.
A very good day to all, and especially our guest, Ruben, who is a chapter member of our club. It's so lovely to see you, and Mohan, another guest. Now, let's look at what we call emotional intelligence. It's a booming subject. Everybody knows. Raise your hand if you have heard 100 times now. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, guys. What is emotional intelligence? We have 5 elements of, but the book concepts teaches us. That is having the self-awareness, of course, understanding your emotions, individually, we need to understand our emotions, how we react, and also we react to other people. The next is self-regulation. How many times in a day we get emotionally challenged? People make us angry, people makes us nervous, and of course, people make us happy as well. There are moments we need to look deep into our emotions and regulate. The next one is motivation. John and myself, we do corporate training, and the other day we had about 36 people senior level people. And can you understand what they were saying? We need motivation. We need promotion. And my question is, motivation. Where do you get your motivation? Can your bosses, can your companies actually motivate you? Hear me. Nobody can motivate you. It needs to come within yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Promotions, they were saying that we don't get promotion. I asked the question, how many promotions the company can give you? 3, 4 in a year? That's impossible. And we realized, similarly, like today, we had another training for senior managers. One of the complaints were, we are wasting so much time on having meetings, one after another, one after another. So today I said, okay, I'm going to teach you how to run meetings in the shortest time frame. Because there were 6 of them. We had case studies and 5 minutes we gave. Each one has to chair and assign roles to the other 5 members. Imagine 6 cases on customer service, staff, human resources. They were able to talk about it and understand their emotions. At the end of 30 minutes, do you know what they said? We never thought that we could have a meeting within 5 minutes. They did it. And we said, oh, this is the first time that we learned we can actually have a meeting within 5 minutes. And they was enjoying so much. And the surprising thing is, in corporate, and that goes for us individual level, even in a team, we hardly talk. And this is emotional intelligence teaches us the most crucial for everybody is in Toastmasters. But we are learning 20 years past. Teresa is in Toastmasters culture, is a long-term member. We learn how to communicate. Yet, do we really communicate with people? There are times when our emotions goes inside our brain. We are stuck. And when we teach reflection to understand and look beyond within yourself, these corporate guys high up, they are like, oh, this is the first time we have had the chance to sit down and really think about it. On the group that we did a training, 36 people, we are meeting a running session for their senior most chief executive level people on Tuesday. And we are going to take up the challenges they have shared with us. And one thing, do you know what we're going to take up and share? All the challenges we're going to share and highlight one thing. Guess what? It's all communication. Because the staff was saying there is no communication going up, coming from the top to down, and there was no in between the departments. And this is why emotional intelligence, even the word is a buzzword in the word. How do we really need it? Let's take a moment. Let's learn about emotional intelligence. Let's delve deeper into the subject and look within ourselves. How emotionally intelligent are we? Would you like to be emotionally intelligent person? Take the tips that I have shared. Talk to your colleagues. talk to your wife, your spouse, your husband, your children, and your friends. Toastmasters, open up and be an intelligent, emotional, intelligent person. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fatima. Well done there. Very interesting topic there. I didn't know what the topic was going to be. She kept it in the dark until today. It seems I've been in those meetings, so I know what happened in those meetings anyway. Yeah, so thank you very much for the two speakers. Well done. We're on a par. We're actually coming now to what everybody's been waiting for. Yes? The table topics. And over to you, Teresa. Our table topics. Is it mistress or master?
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. And your theme for today is new beginnings. New beginnings at Toastmasters can be daunting. And today I have several questions about our club or Toastmaster clubs. And I would like you to answer honestly and, of course, from your heart, what you totally feel about the question. My first question. Once upon a time, you were a beginning Toastmaster. Today, you are speaking to a beginning Toastmaster. How would you answer this question? What was your greatest challenge or challenges you faced? And how did you overcome that or those challenges? So, in essence, what was your greatest challenge in becoming a Toastmaster? And my question goes out to our president, Kaushal. Please welcome Kaushal.
Thank you, Madam Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. I remember what my biggest challenge was when I joined Toastmasters, and that was the concept of vocal variety. People kept saying how important vocal variety was, but I didn't understand what it was. People told me in their evaluations of my speeches that I needed to have more vocal variety. I still didn't know what it was. What is vocal variety? Because I have a tendency to speak in a monotone. It was only through repeated exposure to the concept of vocal variety that it finally sunk in and I finally understood. And that's what I would say to a new person starting out in Toastmasters, that you're going to have challenges and problems that are going to frustrate you, but give it time. Through repeated exposure, things will eventually sink in. You've just got to give it time. Don't expect yourself to learn right away. That's why we meet regularly. Our club meets weekly. Some clubs meet twice a month. It's because it's through repeated exposure, repeated practice that things eventually sink in. So give it time, be patient with yourself, and you will improve. Madam Topic Master.
Thank you very much. I wasn't sure if someone was, oh yes, that's you. You're the timer. Okay, I'm sorry, Kaushal, I didn't time you. You are so right. And how many evaluations have you had that people said your vocal variety could be better? And so that's one of the things. But yes, over time, it does get better. Our newest member, I would like to ask him this question. Table topics can be daunting. Mohan, how would you encourage another new member to participate in table topics? So the essence of the question is, this person is nervous. How can you help them move past and participate in table topics?
most difficult session in Toastmaster is table topic. It is embedded into the most of the people, topic master and fellow Toastmasters. I understand that I tried most of the people to encourage to participate the Toastmaster. However, highest number of people move away because of this Toastmaster. They thought that this nightmare. They are unable to face into the Toastmaster. In such situations, try to explain my level best to how to do the impromptu speak. Once I start the impromptu speak, I told, dear friends, you start. First thing is you start. Don't start the highly complex matters. Start with your mother. You can start at the beginning day. My mother name is like ABC, and her age is 70, and her favorite things like was at the first day. Second day, you don't want to say about your mothers in such a basic things. You can say about, you are my unconditional love. Is there any other person? No one. So you gave me your blood turned into the milk. Likewise, they can change. Then next day, they can more attractive way think about your speech. Likewise, then you can listen the YouTube or and discuss with the people. Then you can improve it. Likewise, I always try to encourage people to great battle of this topic sessions. Thank you for giving this opportunity, Topic Master. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Mohan. And yes, personal experiences are the best. And just telling us how, or telling that new member how they can approach being on camera and speaking, how wonderful is that? So thank you very much for your steps along the way. My next question. You are the Toastmaster of the day. You are also the chair. I want you to explain your role, and I want you to tell us how you begin a meeting, what's the most important part of your role, and if there is someone disruptive in the meeting, like speaking out or talking, and it's not the level 4 manage a difficult audience speech, how would you handle this? So your role as Toastmaster, how you begin it, what's the most important, and how do you handle a disruptive person? And our Toastmaster of the day is John. Please welcome John.
Teresa, is there anything I can help with you with? I know you're talking while everybody's talking as well. So can we have a little chat afterwards if there's anything you want to talk to me about? Okay? I'd like that very much. Okay. So my role as the Toastmaster of the day is the MC. All right? I'm up here to introduce everybody, to make things run smoothly. So it's not just looking at people that are a little bit disruptive, because you always get people that are disruptive one time or the other. And if you handle them sensibly, I think the thing is that you will get somebody that will join the club, because we don't want to turn people away. We don't want to antagonize people. And I think the way you handle people is paramount to how they look at us as a group. Yeah. So if somebody is, as we said, a little bit off, like Teresa, we can deal with it amicably. And you have to stay calm. Yeah. That's the first thing I always say is to stay calm. And then when you're calm, you'll find that dissipates them if they try to argue with you, because they can see you're calm, they're not going to get anywhere. And I find that helps a lot if you're calm and you talk to them sensibly. You appeal to their inner person, yeah, or their subconscious. because that's where you can alter those behaviors if you have to. So I think that's the way to deal with people that are disrupted. And I've just run out of time, so I'm going to hand over to the table topics and star or mistress. Over to you.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Who can do that in the moment of truth? Wonderful, wonderful advice, John, especially you're a seasoned Toastmaster. You've seen it all. I totally understand. And yes, I do have a tendency to talk, but I don't think online. I think if you met me in person, I never shut up, but I can hold it. I can hold my own. My next question is the grammarian role important? Is the grammarian role important? Rushika.
Thanks for this topic, Teresa, because I think that is one of the most important roles, the role of a grammarian. Because the person, he's not just checking the grammar. The way I have seen the grammarian role being followed here, they are checking each and ums and ahs, and that tells about where we as a person, as a speaker, needs to improve. So that is, I feel that is one of the most important and the one which I am always afraid to take off, because we are not just checking just the grammar, but counting and having that detail, like the details of each and every person when they are speaking is a tough one. And apart from when a person is a grammarian, apart from that, when he is it also improves the listening of the other person, because now they don't have to just listen to absorb the content. Now they have to listen actively so that they can evaluate the other person and have that role of a grammarian. So I think this is one of the most important roles, and I am looking forward to this role in terms of when I'm when I'm improve myself in this role and then take up this, because this needs, I believe this needs, at least for me, this needs practice, and so that I can come up to that role honestly, without you just making the excuses there and there. So thank you, and thank you for everybody who is taking the role of a grammarian. So yeah, thank you, Teresa.
Thank you very much, Rushika. And as you are aware, that's probably one of the roles that we aren't fulfilling or having people sign up for. And it is so important. I was a teacher once upon a time, just like Ruben, and yes. However, my grammar isn't all that fantastic. Advanced clubs are different from community clubs. Tell us your idea of an advanced club. And since you've been a member of an advanced of this club before, Ruben, I'd like you to tell us your idea of an advanced club.
It's very interesting what we understand by advanced. Advanced means that you need to have basic knowledge of something, an intermediate knowledge of something. So coming to the advanced club, it means that you know all the lay-bys of Toastmasters, and you know the procedures and the things that how the meetings are run. So we don't have much trouble to invite distinguished guests to be part of the advanced clubs, because we know that they have the idea of how Toastmasters work and why Toastmasters is where leaders are made. So they have that basic knowledge and they know the roles. Topic master, they know grammarian, because they have had some experience in a Toastmasters before. And if they have not that experience, I must tell them how we work before they are here or they jump into a meeting and see how it is being run. They need to know knowledge. They cannot be with the mind in blank about those masters. They need to know. So this is a great thing to be part of Advanced Club and to tell people before we invite how the meetings are run. This is the best thing. I love this Advanced Club as well. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Ruben. And yes, advanced clubs are different and we want to be different. And I agree with you. We need to let people know. Lately, we haven't had too many people coming that are not Toastmasters, so not sure if our message is getting out there or not. My last question, as a club founder, you are totally aware of the executive roles there is in a Toastmasters club. Which ones have you fulfilled and what have you learned by taking on these roles, or what have you seen people learn, Somesh, from taking on these roles? So not necessarily you, but maybe what you saw other people learn or achieve. Somesh.
Thank you very much, Madam Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guest. This is really an interesting part of Toastmasters International as a structure. So generally, when people know about Toastmasters, if they know a little bit about it, they would actually think that this is a public speaking organization, where people come in and learn how to develop their public speaking skills. Only when a person actually comes into the club, becomes a member, do they come to understand this other aspect of Toastmasters, which is the leadership aspect. And this is what is extremely important thing that we learn by being an executive committee. So we are working with 6 other people, right? So it's an executive committee is 7 people. And then you got the immediate past president as well, that makes it 8. So yeah, I can actually say working with 7 other people. And depending on whatever role the person is taking, and depending on the amount of effort that one is putting into those roles, the return will be coming back. Generally, in business terminologies, we talk about return on investment, ROI. And in terms of our own personal development, the return on investment is depending on how much effort we are putting in a particular role. I would like to share you about something that has happened recently in my home club, Athlone Toastmasters. There is a person who joined recently last year. And this person was not good in terms of public speaking. He had some challenges. He was stuttering and he did not want to speak. So we had to encourage that person to actually start doing the public speaking. And he's slowly improving. And this is the wonderful nature of Toastmasters, that you see people who might have come in with not much experience, but they keep doing it and you see the growth, and it's so wonderful to see that. So just talking about this person actually, even though he was not much interested in public speaking, he took up the executive committee role. So he took up the secretary role first year, and this year he is taking the VP PR role. So this is the wonderful nature. And just to conclude, it's really great to see that we have got so many facets in Toastmasters International, and that helps us to grow every time. Over to you, Madam Topics Master.
Thank you very much, Somesh. And yes, return on investment, ROI, we all understand that. And from our table topics today, we know we've all faced those challenges as Kaushal spoke about. We've also been the chair or the Toastmaster of a meeting and had to work with people that perhaps weren't all that forthcoming or listening. We learned about the grammarian role from Rushika, and we really definitely need to make more effort to have a grammarian each time. Thank you, Ruben, for your comments on advanced clubs, because advanced clubs have that benefit that, as Somesh said, the return on the investment. And also we had Mohan, who spoke about how you could help someone that finds table topics daunting or just speaking. And I think, Somesh, you hit the nail on the head when you talked about leadership. And here's a person, a member, who really is probably finding his own in being a leader. And that will show also in his public speaking. Thank you very much, everyone, for participating in Table Topics. I will now send it back to our Toastmaster, John.
Thank you very much, Table Topic Master. And we're dead on time because the agenda says 2:38 and we're at 2:37, coming up to 2:38. Well done there. Keeping in time. Time management, very worthwhile. So I'm not going to hang about because I've only got a minute. I will now hand over to our general evaluator, and that is Somesh. Over to you, Somesh.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. So as the general evaluator, this is the last section, and we always talk about feedback is the breakfast of champions. And this is the feedback section that we have in terms of understanding how we did in speeches and also the different roles that we have done during the meeting. And of course, the whole meeting from the beginning to the end as well. So the first part would be the evaluation section for the speeches, prepared speeches. And I would be doing the evaluation for the speech that Ruben Garcia has given us. So in terms of Ruben's speech, first of all, I would like to welcome back Ruben to Personal Growth Leaders. He is one of the 21 people who were there in the beginning in terms of the formation of the club. And great to see you back, Ruben. And we can see, when Ruben speaks, he speaks with passion. And the passion comes out with every word that Ruben speaks. So you're a great speaker, and you have got this way where you have been giving these speeches to different communities across the world. So you are an expert in that regard. And your topic was really pertinent as well in terms of the lie and truth, and how you started off the speech was excellent. You had a very high volume, like you had very good vocal variety in that sense, in terms of capturing the attention of the audience. And therein lies my small recommendation. When our Toastmaster introduced you as a speaker, immediately after the introduction, you started off with your speech. Just on that second, what I would recommend is you could just take 1 second break, or a couple of seconds, or 3 seconds. Generally, what they say is a speaker who is really an expert, and I'm not doubting even a 1.001% that you're an expert speaker, Ruben, but one of the things is everyone can always improve. There is no end to improvement. So from that respect, I'm just giving this small thing that generally what I've heard is before giving the speech, a person can just take a few seconds and just look at the people, just understand that this is my audience. And then you start off with whatever you want to speak. So then you are initially understanding who the audience is, and then you are gathering your own ideas properly, and then you're starting off. So very small, but great. The way you have the vocal variety, the way you actually connected that lie with corruption, the transitions that you had was excellent. And yeah, corruption is such a difficult thing that is there across the whole world, unfortunately. And where does it all start? It starts with a small lie that I'll just do this small, I'll just say this small lie. And then once people get accustomed to saying the lie, then they will keep telling the lies, and then it becomes a norm, and then there is no end to it, right? So you had that explained in a very nice way, because the lie is actually leading to corruption, right? So it's very good the way you have explained the whole thing, and your ending was also great. And I think you could have spoken a little bit more in terms of you had a little bit more time as well. So except for these two, excellent speech, and we always look forward to hearing your speech, Ruben. Thank you very much. So now we come to the next part, which is the evaluation of Fatima's speech will be done by Kaushal. So over to you, Kaushal.
Thank you very much, Samesh. I'm just recording your time. All right. Fatima, you spoke about a topic I am passionate about, emotional intelligence. I studied this in depth as well. I've studied it with a friend, so I was quite excited to hear your speech. I liked how you began your speech by acknowledging our guests today. I did not acknowledge our guests when I started the meeting, and John hadn't done that when he started as Toastmaster. So I think that was a good thing that you did as a first speaker to acknowledge our guests. You then went into talking about EQ. I believe you said you got your concepts of EQ from a book, and that there were 5 fields of study in EQ. That really got me interested because in the book I have, it only lists 4 fields of study. Those fields are self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. So I was really interested to see, well, what are the 5 aspects of emotional intelligence that you have studied? You talked about self-awareness, then you talked about self-regulation, and then you talked about motivation. You had good hand gestures throughout your speech. Even though you were sitting down, you made sure we could see your hand gestures. I also liked that you had emphatic vocal variety throughout your speech because that showed that you really cared a lot about this topic. Now, here is where I feel the speech could be improved. I believe you had mentioned that you had gotten your ideas of emotional intelligence from a book. So I was curious what that book was. What is the title of the book and who is the author? And I don't believe you mentioned that in your speech. So I would suggest citing to the book in its full form, the title and the author, so that people know and can look up that book on their own. Also, I think you said there were five fields of study in EQ, emotional intelligence, but I only heard 3: self-awareness, self-regulation, and then motivation. Then the focus of your speech changed from emotional intelligence to really studying motivation. I did like what you said about motivation, that it has to come from yourself. You cannot rely on external factors all the time. A company cannot give you multiple promotions in a year. I love that. That was a great thing to say. So I would recommend adding those details in your speech. If the speech is not going to be about all 5 subjects of emotional intelligence, then kind of make it more clear what you're going to speak about. Also, and I apologize for going over time. In the agenda, you had not indicated your path project, so I'm not really able to provide you a written evaluation because I don't know which form to use. But if you would like a written evaluation from me, then please enter the path and project on the agenda, and then send me a WhatsApp text to let me know that you've done so, and then I will be happy to follow up with a written agenda. Thank you, Fatima, for giving a speech on emotional intelligence, a topic I care a lot about, and I think everyone should care about too. That is my evaluation. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Huge round of applause to Kaushal for a very comprehensive evaluation. It was really very evident, Kaushal, that you had listened very closely to the speech and you mentioned about the various aspects that you heard, and then you have given some recommendations as well. And as Advanced Club, it is always good that people keep getting the recommendations to get the speech to the next level, whatever level it is. So very good. Well done, Kaushal, for a great evaluation. And also the important thing that you talked about, the whole, what we have in the agenda in terms of having the path, the level, the project. So that really helps as well. So thank you so much, Kaushal, for that. Now we go to the next aspect of this evaluation section, which will be, we did not have the grammarian role as we mentioned. So over to you, Kaushal, for our timer evaluation. Thank you very much.
Mr. General Evaluator and fellow Toastmasters, bringing up my timing reports. For our speakers today, the time limit was 5 to 7 minutes. Ruben spoke for 4 minutes, 40 seconds. Fatima for 6 minutes, 55 seconds. For table topics, the time limit was 1 to 2 minutes. I spoke for 1 minute, 42. Mohan for 1 minute, 45. John for 2 minutes, 13 seconds. Ruchika for 1 minute, 48. Ruben for 1 minute, 51. And Somesh for 2 minutes, 48. For the evaluation speeches, those were to be between 2 and 3 minutes. Somesh spoke for 3 minutes, 20 seconds. I spoke for 3 minutes, 50 seconds. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Kaushal, for a comprehensive timer role again. Very professionally done. And you actually did your own timing as well. So that was really great. And thank you, Teresa, for doing the timing as well when Kaushal was doing the speech. In terms of the final thing that we'll do as the general evaluator here is how the meeting went from the beginning to the end and what are the different aspects that we can improve on in our coming meetings. As usual, we started on time, and congratulations again, once again, to John Khalid Brigden for doing the Toastmasters role in such a professional way. You're always the best in terms of what you do in terms of your role. So keep up the great work. What I liked was, and this is something that I have as a recommendation in terms actually to the Toastmasters International as well. I've been thinking about this before. The moment when you talked about Toastmaster and Mistress, I was just thinking, in the current context, this, where people are this master slave, even in software terminology, people are using different terminology. They're not using the master because it gives a impression that someone is above someone else, when you talk about master and all those things. So I don't know whether Toastmaster would at any point in time in their board of directors meeting or something, discuss about having a different name. And I don't know what name it could be. But the master thing, yeah, that was something. It's just, I was thinking about this before, and the way you brought up master, mistress, that thing came to my mind again. But this is a general thing for the whole Toastmasters International. Nothing we can do as a group of people here. Yeah, well, very well done. And the way you were introducing people and everything, the way everything moved, proper, very fine, without any problems. So thank you so much, John, for showing us how the role should be done. Next, table topics. Excellent. Once again, Teresa, as usual, you do a great job. And you had very pertinent questions in terms of Toastmasters itself and how the different roles. And in the end, you summarized everything as well, which was really good. And the way you have done the whole topic session was great. In terms of if we had more people, one of the things is you always start with people who have not been speaking before, so it's a very small thing. Start with them, and then if you have time, you go to the people who have already spoken or who have done speeches. Very small thing, but we are a small group, so it doesn't matter anyway. So well done, Teresa, on a great role as usual for table topics session. Then timer, I've already talked about. One of the general kind of view that I have is when we look at our agenda, the theme, okay, now I see there is new beginnings. I think when I saw it before, there was no theme. So maybe we can continue to have the themes for our meetings. And also the word of the day, we can possibly keep it ready maybe for our future meetings, just in case people are inspired to use the word that is there in the agenda, even if we are not able to get the grammarian, for example. But as we discussed in the table topic session, I think grammarian role is extremely important, and hopefully we are able to find people who are volunteering to do the grammarian role. So except for these small things that we can improve on, I don't have anything else to talk about in terms of my general evaluative evaluation. So thank you so much, everyone. And I would like to hand over the virtual gavel to our Toastmaster, John Khalid Brigden.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator Samesh. So well done there. I'm going to put my name down for grammarian next week. So I'll let you know the word of the day during the week. So well done. A good meeting as usual. I always enjoy the meeting. Short, sharp, and sweet. How I like it. I'm not going to say anything else. Okay, so we now come on to the end, and we've got 8 minutes away, so that's not bad. Yes. So I'm going to turn it over to our presiding officer, our president, Kausal. Over to you.
Thank you, John. I mentioned at a previous meeting some of the plans that I have for this new Toastmasters year. One of them is that we will have our officer meetings on the last meeting of each month. So we will do half the hour as a regular Toastmasters meeting and the other half as an officers meeting. So we will have an abridged version of the Toastmasters meeting, maybe with just one speech, a few table topics, and then the officers meeting, during which all members are welcome to stay if they choose. We might also have the officers meeting first before the club meeting, depending on if that works better for people's schedules. Also, Teresa and I had a teaching session with our new VP Education, Ruchika, showing her how to add agendas to the roster. We now have additional agendas on the website for the next several weeks. So please, everyone, think about the roles you'd like to take for the next several weeks, especially if you want to give a speech. If you haven't given a speech in a while, it's a really good time to give one now. So I encourage you to go to our club website. And if you don't know what that website is, it's pgl.toastmastersclubs.org. And I will put that in the chat. I really want everyone to know that website. I don't know if everybody does yet, because that's how you sign up for roles at our meetings. And so sign up for roles. Now let's go over the agenda for next week. John, you mentioned that you're going to be grammarian, so I've already got you down as grammarian for that. Does anyone else have any roles that they can take next week? All roles except grammarian are now open. Anyone?
How you doing?
I volunteered for I volunteered for evaluator 1.
All right, great.
I
Thank
can
you.
do table topics.
All right. So I heard Teresa as evaluator 1, and I heard Fatima as table topics.
I would like
Yeah.
grammarian. It's
John is.
possible.
I'm grammarian.
Okay. Okay. No.
Do you want to speak, Mohan?
No problem. No problem. You carry up, Kali. No problem.
But Mohan, would you like a role for next week?
Sorry, no, this next week
Okay.
I'm a bit busy. That week after next week, definitely I will do my ice break. I'm prepared, and I want one help to discuss about my education matters. I want to contact. I think that I will contact with Ruchika.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else?
The
All
match says
right.
you need to do Toastmaster of the day.
Yeah, yeah. It's just that I have this mediation training that is going on. It's been going on for a number of weeks now. So if it gets cancelled, yeah, absolutely, I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just leave that Toastmaster role open. Okay.
Okay.
All right, thanks. So I have now saved the agenda Fatima as table topic master, Teresa as evaluator number 1, and John as grammarian. Did I miss anyone? All right, we especially need speakers. We can't have them. It's not a real Toastmasters meeting unless we have speakers. So
You want to
let's,
speak?
If nobody puts their name down, I'll do a speech. I don't
oh,
mind.
awesome. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, John. All right. Appreciate that. All right. Let's see. We have 3 minutes left. I see, John or Fatima, you say you put a comment in that it does not work that way. Like you're saying the club website does not work?
Yeah, I tried to go through by just putting 3 toast host.
It doesn't work.
Right, and it come up as red. It comes up red, dangerous, not to go into it. But if I
Okay.
go through, because I go to
Teresa's email.
Teresa's email, and then click on Teresa's email, it goes straight through.
Yeah, otherwise if it doesn't work, we have tried so many times,
Yeah.
even past. Remember, I used to talk to Teresa about it.
Yeah.
I couldn't go through the website.
I think if we can put it up, what Teresa did, up in the top of our meeting group description, and then anybody can go there and click and go on straight onto Toast Host. Yeah, that might be better. It might help everybody else.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I wasn't aware of that problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can go straight through. I know it goes straight on when I go through Teresa, but any other way I can't get in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
When you put the correct username and password, somehow it throws us off.
yeah.
It doesn't get us into the website. I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is strange.
Your
Okay.
link worked for me. I can access the,
Mm.
so I used your link, Kaushal, so it worked for me. I don't know, they do have a problem and there's a glitch
Yeah.
there.
I'm
Just
guessing
now,
different countries.
yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, we just tried before this meeting, right?
Mm.
You tried to log in and it won't.
And I actually saw on there before I took, because I took an agenda and it did have Fatima's details on. You know?
Yeah, I
So
tried it.
when it printed out, it didn't print it out.
Yeah, I logged in all my details yesterday.
Yeah.
And you can see I logged in. You will receive an email.
Oh, that's strange. Well, John, as long as you have that printout, could you tell me what it says for Fatima's speech so that I can fill out the written evaluation?
Nothing.
Oh, in your printout, it doesn't say anything.
On the website,